sixth offensive lineman. You see the tight end explode. A lot of teams are trying to run three tight end sets. They're creating matchup nightmares. I think one of the reasons why the 49ers are going for another tall linebacker in Duggar, like Fred Warner, is because you're going to have to combat the tight ends and that proliferation of that position as a defense. So anyway, maybe Enrique Cruz gets some time for the 49ers, not necessarily as a starting offensive tackle, but as a player who can flex out, force his way out onto the field, and become an extra blocker for San Francisco. The Dolphins have used Daniel Brunskill, a former 49ers offensive lineman who also played tackle for San Francisco back in 2019, as a tight end, and it created opportunities in the run game. That was the coach, Mike McDaniel, who obviously has coached for the 49ers. Now he's in LA as Jim Harbaugh's offensive coordinator. Enrique Cruz is a better athlete than Daniel Brunskill, so we can't put that type of usage beyond the 49ers. There's one more player who we haven't talked all too much about. We've talked about Stribling, we've talked about Romello Height, we've talked about Kalen Black, we started the show on Grayson Halton. Then there's Carver Willis, who we've talked about, the offensive lineman, and Ephesians Pricesock. Now, Willis and Ephesians Pricesock is what we're going to talk about next. But Jaden Duggar and Enrique Cruz rounded out this class, and I know that we just finished talking about a couple of those guys. The Willis-Pricesock combination, the 1-2 punch there at the end of the fourth round, pick number 127 and pick number 139, is fascinating to me. A lot of people aren't going to get this deep into it, but I will on this channel. This is why you should subscribe. Both of those guys went to the University of Washington. So they were teammates with the Huskies last year. That means that both of those guys were coached by one of the 49ers' strongest college connections on the West Coast, and that is Jedd Fisch. He's the coach of the University of Washington. The 49ers have a pipeline there, right? They know the good players coming out of Washington or the good players who played under Jedd Fisch in Arizona before he took the job with the Washington Huskies. It is not an accident that San Francisco was able to net both Carver Willis and Ephesians Pricesock back-to-back picks out of the University of Washington. Not surprising they had the confidence to do that given their relationship with Jedd Fisch at the University of Washington. And a guy like Ephesians Pricesock, well, I think that R.J. Gillen said it the best today. He's one of the 49ers personnel directors. This is a player who is very tall, but he runs like a much smaller player, which is a compliment. He's over 6'3", so he's Richard Sherman's height, but he moves at a 4.4 speed. Sherman ran like, I think, a 4.6 coming out of Stanford at 6'3", and he's a future Hall of Famer. Somebody like Ephesians Pricesock is going to have to continue developing his tackling ability. By no means is he a finished product. I think that the interception count was a little too low for the 49ers' liking in college. 2 interceptions. They're going to want him to play on the football more to emerge as a full-time guy in the NFL. But whenever you can combine 6'3" height with 4.4 speed, you have a player who is a rare breed.
Chevy trucks are as dependable as the Chevy people who drive them. They don't need permission to get going. They all have that little extra thump. And maybe you got it too. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. Before Apoquel chewable for allergic itch, giving dogs pills was a battle of wits.
Oh, Maria, I'm wise to your foolish game. Is it gone?
Totally gone. Relief for itchy dogs can be easier. Apoquel, the trusted #1 treatment for allergic itch, is available in a tasty chewable that works fast.
May cause worsening of existing parasitic skin infestations, serious infections, or pre-existing cancers. New neoplasias have been observed. Do not use in dogs under 12 months of age with serious infections or in breeding, pregnant, or lactating dogs.
Ask your vet for Apoquel chewable.
Do it.
And immediately you have a deeper 49ers cornerback room, and you have competition behind the starters in Diomeder Lenore and Renardo Green. Jack Jones, Nate Hobbs, both free agent additions. I think Hobbs is going to be more of a big nickel on the inside in an ideal world for the 49ers. And, of course, Ephesians Pricesock on the outside, and Jack Jones is an outside corner. But he's had off-field issues. It's a one-year deal. I don't know if Jack Jones is somebody that the 49ers signed to fully count on. And I don't know if he's a roster lock for San Francisco. He's been very good in zone coverage, not very good in man coverage. He really struggled there for Miami last year. So the competition will rage at that cornerback position. As you can see here, I've got 59 players on the 53-man roster. That's something that I have to amend. That's something that I have to change because only 53 are going to fit. I've got, and I have to double check the math on this, but I've got 88 on the 49ers 90-man roster. They're thinking about what to do with Brandon Ayuk coming up, but they're probably going to keep him, and that's going to occupy a 90-man roster spot for San Francisco. They can keep Brandon Ayuk without issue all the way up through training camp, all the way up until that August 31st, September 1st date. And if he doesn't show up, they can keep him beyond that, and they could put him on a left squad list, and they can open up another roster spot. But right now, Ayuk has taken up one of the 49ers' 90 roster spots over the offseason. So how are we going to work with this roster? How are we going to thin this out to a 53-man? I mean, one of these corners, you look at the cornerback position, you've got 4, 5 corners, 6, 7 corners are not going to make the team. Somebody like Jack Jones might get the axe. Nate Hobbs might get the axe. Who knows? I think that Lenore, Green, and Upton Stout are safe. I think Ephesians Prysock, unless he's extremely disappointing, should make this team. But I don't know if 7 cornerbacks can fit, especially if I have to find a way to cut about 6 players, and the 49ers only have 3 safeties on this roster. Or maybe you only take 3 safeties and then you have an extra number for the cornerback position. I don't know. Right now they've got 7 linebackers, which is not going to happen. Somebody like Wallow may not make the team. Maybe we move Garrett Wallow over into a practice squad role. Maybe Tatum Bethune is a practice squad kind of player for San Francisco. We can move Jaden Duggar in to his rover position here in the middle. I'll fix all the lines later. Luke Gifford was a Pro Bowl special teamer last year, so he probably will make the team. But I've only lessened this to 58. I have 10 defensive linemen. Maybe they can get away with somebody like Cam Sample on the practice squad. If that's the case, he's a veteran addition, then that takes another number off. That brings us down to 57 with 9 defensive linemen making the team. Doesn't really look like there's any room for Joey Bosa. That's why I said wait until the NFL draft happens. I've got 10 offensive linemen making the team. I don't know if that's going to happen. I think if Connor Colby loses a battle, then he's not going to be on this 53-man. Maybe he gets re-signed to the practice squad, kind of like Colton McKivitz back in that 2021 season. And McKivitz was able to fight his way up from that. But I can't project Connor Colby right now to make the 49ers 53-man roster based on who they drafted. So we moved Colby over to a practice squad projection. That is the 49ers down to 56 players on the 53-man roster. How about tight end? They've signed an undrafted free agent there in Khalil Dinkins. I have 4 tight ends. I think if the roster is tight, tight end could be a spot where the 49ers only carry 3. If that's the case, go ahead and move Braden Willis back out here to a practice squad projection and have Kittle, Tonjes, and Farrell as the 49ers 3 tight ends on the 53-man roster. We're down to 55, so we've got to find 2 more guys to cut. The Dejon Stripling addition takes the spot of Jawan Jennings on this football team. I think Stripling is extremely versatile. I talked about that after the 49ers drafted him. But I also believe that, and Kyle Shanahan has essentially confirmed this, that the most logical place for Dejon Stripling to go is the big slot. The 49ers have a small slot, 1-year veteran deal, and Christian Kirk, who can help kind of pave the way for Dejon Stripling as he becomes comfortable in this league. But the big slot that Jawan Jennings operated and, was too big for nickels to cover and was too fast and too fluid for safeties to cover. That is where Dejon Stripling, with his great blocking ability and with his upgrade in speed with a 4.36 40, that is where he can live. If Kirk is playing the slot, the small slot, and Dejon Stripling is playing the big slot, Jacob Cowing, especially if Jordan Watson takes another step, maybe you don't take DeMarcus Robinson, but I doubt it. Jacob Cowing is officially on the 49ers roster bubble. So we're going to move Jacob Cowing over here for the time being because they're definitely not going to take 7 receivers. So I think 6 is the number for San Francisco. And that leaves the 49ers with 54 on this roster. Maybe we move Patrick Taylor Jr., the running back, over here and have the 49ers only take 3 running backs on the 53 and another guy in the practice squad, I think that would be acceptable. And boom, all of a sudden, the 49ers would be down to 53 men on the roster, 88 on the 90 men. I've got to do the math to make sure that all checks out. But that is, an initial kind of cut down for me, looking at this roster now following the introduction of this 8-player draft class. Here's what it looks like. This is a mini portable AC that you can carry anywhere, and it provides cool air just like a full-sized AC. It runs on battery, so you don't have to worry about high electricity bills. You can easily take it with you wherever you go. This AC can cool down your room to feel like Antarctic in just 5 minutes. And the best part, it looks so stylish that no one can even guess it's such an affordable AC.
I went to Men's Warehouse for bowling appropriate clothes. They use Chillflex, which helps keep me cool under pressure. While my enemies sweat about how they lost the fashion game before they even set foot in Rolling Thunder lanes. Please roll. Oh, I'm rolling. I rolling.
Intensely athletic, as you can see here, one of the more athletic draft classes that we've ever seen from the 49ers, one of the most athletic in the league this year. At least in the sea of subjectivity that is NFL draft analysis, the 49ers have relied on some objectivity, have relied on the bedrock of some of this athletic testing that John Lynch talked a lot about today when he spoke. He said that guys like, I opened up with somebody like a Grayson Halton, his play mirrors what his testing says. Like, the 36.5-inch vertical leap, the third highest of all time for defensive tackles, shows up in the way that he explodes off the line of scrimmage, shows up in the 13% pressure rate, shows up in the 9.9% run-stop win rate. That is a 3-down defensive tackle. The 49ers defensive line is now unrecognizable compared to what it was down the stretch last year with everyone hurt. The offensive line is clearly undergoing a renovation of athleticism with a guard and a tackle added today. They needed another player at receiver. We've talked about this for a long time. I'm going to go ahead and take a victory lap here. A lot of people gave me a hard time when I said the 49ers' first pick can very well be a wide receiver. And they said, why? They just signed Mike Evans. They just signed Christian Kirk. And I said, well, because they need wide receivers to fortify this team under contract beyond just 2026. And they need that F position taken care of with a guy who can block. The perimeter blocking was down big time last year. And they need speed to separate. Well, DeJon Stripling does both of those things. And guess what the 49ers did with their first pick in this draft? They used it on a receiver. So on this channel, we were right. They needed another running back. So they went out and they got Kalen Black. Black might immediately be above. He's a better athletic tester than Jordan James. He might immediately be running back 2 for the 49ers coming from that pedigreed Indiana program. Isaac Guerrero might be on his way out. We'll see if he has a way to resurrect himself here, but he didn't get a single carry for the 49ers last year. The D-line renovation between Romello Height and Grayson Halton is something else. And then the flyer that they took on Jaden Duggar, and I would say a flyer too on Ephesians Priceoff. These are two high upside athletic players, like 6'4" and 6'3". In the back 7 of the secondary. Those are the types of swings that you want to take with an A3 pick. You're not trying to play an A3 pick safe. You don't want a backup. You want a starter. You want an impact maker. The 49ers talked about it. Josh Williams today said, we don't look at mock drafts. We self-scout because our formula, Josh Williams said, talking to the 49ers, has discovered a Fred Warner in the 5th round, Fred Warner in the 3rd round, a George Kittle in the 5th round. A Jawan Jennings in the 7th round, a Brock Purdy in the 7th round. The 49ers formula has proven successful with some of these late round swings. And boy, if they can find a way to land with a Jaden Duggar or an Ephesians Priceoff, well, that would be icing on top of the cake for San Francisco. They have done most of the undrafted free agent work. Jalen Stroman, safety, has joined San Francisco, more of a box safety. Michael Kamara from the University of Indiana, good pass rusher, but an undersized pass rusher, has joined the team as well. Khalil Dinkins, tight end out of Penn State, explosive blocker, is aboard. And then 2 receivers, Will Pauling, a smaller slot guy, and Wesley Grimes, the 6'2" wideout, have joined the 49ers. They have extended a few invites to the rookie minicamp that's going to happen not this next weekend, but the one after that. So busy gauge where the 49ers actually are following these 8 editions. And that way you can bypass the emotions and the anger and just the irrationality of it all. And we saw a lot of that online. And you can just look at the cold, hard facts. This guy, Bill Walsh, right here, the reason we brought him up so much this weekend is because the 49ers traded 5 times in this NFL draft. Most of them were trades back, 4 trades back, and they traded D. Winters to the Cowboys to pick up another pick in the 5th round. That tied the record for the most trades within a draft since Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch took over 10 seasons ago. They had 5 in 2017, they had 5 in this offseason. The 1986 49ers, 40 years ago, traded 6 times in the NFL draft. San Francisco was unable to trade Brandon Ayuk. That would have been the 6th. They couldn't do it. They're going to keep him on the roster. We didn't expect them to do it over the course of this draft. But anyway, Bill Walsh was, of course, a genius. And he was able to generate value in the NFL draft. I think the 49ers were able to generate some good value with their trades down, more darts to throw up against the wall. And fans probably, especially those of you who are so upset, should take a page out of this book. And it's a fantastic page, actually. It's a fantastic few pages. Once the draft is over, absolutely nobody of consequence cares where a player was selected. It does not matter anymore. So have a look at this list right here one last time, because we're closing the book on this 2026 NFL draft, and we finally get to talk about real football now. These guys went in between the 2nd and the 5th rounds. All right, now none of that matters. Now only the names on the right matter. Moving forward, it doesn't matter that George Stribling went at number 33. It doesn't matter that Enrique Cruz went at number 179. This is a meritocracy. All of them are going to be working their way up the depth chart and trying to prove themselves with draft capital irrelevant. And that was one of the main lessons of this guy, of Bill Walsh. It doesn't matter once they're in the building. And only the media and only
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to Northern California and Levi's Stadium in the South Bay in Santa Clara, California. Tonight, the second of two on this Wild Card Saturday. It's the Dallas Cowboys and the San Francisco 49ers. We welcome you, Mike Tirico, alongside Greg Olson, the kicker, Brandon Aubrey, set for the start, and we are underway here in Silicon Valley. This one is going to sail through the end zone for a touchback. They go three tight ends here on 1st and 10.
Outside. 18. Watch out.
And he'll get ahead for about 3 on the first play from scrimmage.
He's brought down at the 39-yard line. A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
Ball on the 39. Here's 2nd and 6.
Get set. Get set. 18. Watch out. Out.
They'll stick with him again. Finding room across midfield. And he will go all the way. Touchdown, 49ers. Tyler Fluke now for the extra point. He's got it. And the 49ers will jump out to a 7-0 lead here on Wild Card Weekend. Now, after the touchdown, Luke is back out to kick this one away. Here's Smith to return it. And he is stopped at the 25. The drive will begin there. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. He's going to let one go deep for Lamb. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield. A big play to kick off this drive. 33 yards.
1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
First carry now for Jaden Blue. And he'll manage to bring this down to about the 37. Malik Mustafa there to bring him down.
2nd and 5.
They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. A run once more with Blue. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. Nick Martin is there to bring him down.
And while that run wasn't anything really to write home about, what it allows them to do, Mike, is keep everything in the playbook at their disposal. 3rd and short, now it's up to these coaches to dial up their best short yardage play and extend this drive.
He'll try and throw for it on 3rd and 1. A pickup of 14 on that one. First down, Cowboys.
It's a gain of 14.
They've done a nice job spreading the ball around. Make the defense have to account for as many different weapons as possible here early. Think back to our conversation with this coaching staff, Mike. They identified this guy as someone they needed to get involved early and often, so that might be his first target. I don't don't think it's going to be his last. These edge rushers, they are judged by their sack totals, Mike. They love to rush the passer. They have responsibilities in the run game as well. Great job here, keeping it to no gain.
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw. He'll get this complete. It's George Pickens. Was brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down.
A bit of a quick hitter here, and what you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot, but they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short gain.
They'll try to keep the drive rolling, facing 3rd and 6. Back to throw. That one swung out to Blue. And he will easily pick up the 1st down. They've got 1st and goal coming up.
And this has been a really nice answer so far to this game, Mike. I mean, you watch your opponent take the initial drive and go right down the field and score. Well, what are you going to do in response? What are you going to do when you get that ball back for the first time in your huddle? And tell you what, they've answered all those questions, and now they're set up 1st and goal.
That's to the end zone, but they cannot connect. It's incomplete.
There isn't much room for error when operating inside the red zone. The field is really condensed. Those throwing windows become a lot tighter and forces your quarterback to make some really highly contested throws. And as we just saw, those aren't always going to go your way.
Back to the air one more time. Moving to his left. That is hot. What a job to keep the play alive. C.D. Lamb. Touchdown, Dallas. Brandon Aubrey now for the extra point. The kick is good. And the Cowboys come right back to tie it at 7. Each team one possession, each team a score. 7-7 as they kick it off. A safe kick taken at the 5. And he'll be out of bounds on the return. And the drive will begin there.
Get set, get set. 18, what's up?
Drive will start on the ground. Not much to speak of on that one. Maybe a gain of a yard. It's 2nd down.
He does a nice job coming from his safety position, filling his run gap assignment, and keeps this to a modest gain at best.
From the 33, here's 2nd and 8. Throwing from the gun is Purdy. And that's going to wind up incomplete. Pressure certainly impacted the quarterback there. Couldn't get his arm all the way through. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
I think he knew in the back of his head, Mike, he had to get rid of this ball a little sooner than he would have liked. And with that pressure getting there in a hurry, just ends up being a wasted down.
We're going to try to pick this up on 3rd and 8. Out of the gun. It's Purdy. And that is incomplete.
And this passing game continues to come up short these last couple plays. That's 2 consecutive incompletions in a row. Now they're staring 4th down right in the face.
Here comes Smith on the return. And how about that? Nice return there, picking his way up past the 35-yard line. Now a 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line.
Let's go. Half the 60, half the 60. Hawk 70, Hawk 70.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Now a ball deep, middle of the field. And this will be incomplete.
they're trying to take the top off the defense, make them feel that vertical threat, and soften everything up. Wasn't a ton of separation downfield, at least not what they would have preferred, and ends up being a wasted down.
They try again. It's 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, a give to Blue. And he nearly got free. But as it is, gain of 6, and it sets up 3rd down.
A gain of 6 on the play. And this is 3rd down.
He'll drop to throw. That'll be intercepted.
So not a lot of yards on the return, Mike, but that's okay. The #1 thing, end up with the ball in your hands. And in this case, mission accomplished, and his guys are headed off the field to celebrate.
1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
1st and 10. Purdy. Quickly to the outside and complete. That's a nice pickup on a 1st down throw. It's a gain of 8.
9 brings up 2nd and a yard at the 36-yard line.
A handoff as they try to run it here. He's got space inside the 25. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line. 17 yards on that play. It's good for a Niners 1st down.
Get set.
We are through 1 here on Wildcard Weekend. Pair of 7s on the scoreboard. And we're back in the Bay Area after this. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20.
Outside. Yellow. 18. Watch out.
To throw, it's Purdy. Trying to fit in the slant, and it was intercepted. Picked off by Cameron Kinchen. And the Cowboys force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27-yard line.
I'm not going to sit here, Mike, and say there's ever a good time to throw a red zone interception, but in this case, it's the 1st half. You have the rest of the game to get yourself back down here in the red zone and make up for that miscue, because next time they get down here, they got to be a lot more careful when they decide to enter it.
And he'll bring this across the 30-yard line. It's a pickup of 4.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
From the 31, here's 2nd and 5.
Let's go now.
Again, it's Blue. And he'll get this ahead. Gain of about 4. And it leads to 3rd down.
5 yards on the pickup. And this is 3rd down.
They'll run with Blue. A gain there of 11. That's good for a Dallas 1st down.
And that's a heck of a run there on 3rd and 1. So often these backs, they're just thinking, all right, just get 1 yard, pick up the 1st down. But not this guy. He's thinking, I know where the marker is, but I'm going to pick up as many yards after that as I can. That's exactly what he does. Fresh set of downs.
And they're going to work this down inside the 45. His first catch of the wild card game, and good for a 1st down.
And after being shut down in the opening quarter, he makes his first catch here with that one, and they're going to need to continue to build off this if they plan on leaving here today with a win.
Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. He'll be hit as he throws, and that one will wind up incomplete. Could not step into the throw that time. It'll bring up second down.
They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming, and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
2nd and 10. Now they'll set up to throw. Now screen set up for Blue. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line. Give him 13 on that screen play. And a first down.
I always think you can tell pretty quickly how comfortable a quarterback is in their offense, Mike, by how fast they work through their progression and get the ball to their check down underneath. And in this case, with the depth of the defense, a lot of space in the short game, get them the ball, pick up the first down.
They'll look to throw yet again. Quick throw here is complete. And they are in great shape. He's taken down inside the 10. They've got it. It'll be 1st and goal after a pickup of 21.
The thing that jumps out to me the most, Mike, is just how often the quarterback is able to throw the ball to his first read in the progression. So hats off to the play caller. Him and the quarterback seeing the game through the exact same set of eyes.
That one taken in. George Pickens. Touchdown, Cowboys. Tight spaces down there. Things happen quick. Greg, a quick decision and great execution for the score.
You're exactly right, Mike. Down here this close to the goal line, everybody's clock has to speed up. Not only the quarterback processing to get the ball out of his hand, but you have to win as a receiver quickly and give the quarterback somewhere to go with the ball. It was that quickness at the line of scrimmage that led to that touchdown.
And he will get back to only about his 20-yard line. That's where the drive will start.
To a whole nother level. I don't know no better. When I got rich of these, yeah. Bro, coming so 6 racks on the sweater.
Get set, get set. 18. Check.
They'll begin here on the ground. And a good job following his blockers. A gain of 7. It'll be 2nd down.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
A play fake. Now it's Purdy. He'll throw it left and has his running back. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one. A pickup there of 13. First down, 49ers. Throwing is Purdy. They'll try to set up the screen here. And they bring him down, but not until he crosses midfield. So they come to the line for 1st down and 10.
Get set, get set. Yellow. 18. Watch out. Left, over here, over here.
From the shotgun, it's Purdy. This one broken up. It's incomplete. The defender right there with him. It brings up second down.
Second and 10.
He's usually such a reliable target in the passing game, Mike. We just don't see him struggle to come down with catches like that all too often. And when you're one of the go-to guys on your team, I know the hit's coming, but guess what? It feels a lot better after you take that hit after a catch than it does after a drop.
From the shotgun, it's a give up the middle. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. Call it a gain of 13. It's good for a Niners first down.
10 at the 41-yard line.
Here's Purdy. That one down the field, but it is incomplete.
There's only a handful of guys in the league who legitimately have world-class speed, and he's one of them. I mean, he's the type of weapon that you 3 or 4 times a game have to just say, okay, my guy, he's faster than your guy. We're going to send him deep and let it fly. And even though that one falls incomplete, you have to continue to sprinkle that threat in because it makes everything else in your passing game that much easier. He sniffed that one out from the jump. I mean, once he diagnosed and knew where the ball was going, he got there in a hurry, and he put an end to that play really before it ever got started.
Third and long.
Get set, get set. What's up? Yellow. Yellow.
Purdy. That's over the middle and intercepted. And the Cowboys are going to take over at their own 41-yard line.
And these are the throws that are really holding the offense back right now, Mike. He just has to make better decisions because you're not going to win many games when you turn the ball over at this rate.
Right away, they'll set up to throw. Looking for his tight end on the corner route. He's got it. And he's down inside the 40-yard line. And now the Cowboys going to take a timeout, and they'll stop it just over a minute remaining in this first half. First and 10 now from the 36. A give. Here comes Blue.
Well, on the back of the previous play, Mike, we saw him have some success through the air. They tried to change it up with a draw, but the defense wasn't having any of it. Didn't sell out for the pass. They're able to stop that one for a loss.
That's going to be incomplete. Good work by the defender, bodied his man up. Wouldn't allow the catch. It'll force third down.
For whatever reason, when the ball was in the air, Mike, it seemed to me like he was almost having a little trouble tracking it. I'm not sure if that's what allowed the defender to catch back up, but ultimately it was the contact at the catch point that causes the incomplete, and now it's going to bring up third and real long.
Throwing now on third and long. And they're going to get to him and take him down, taken back to the other side of midfield. The Cowboys get their special teams out on the field.
And it's fourth down.
And no chance of a run back here. This one's going to sail out of bounds.
Their own 23-yard line.
Operating from their own 23, they'll begin First and 10. Off the play fake, Purdy. He's going to let this one go deep. And that is incomplete.
I'm not going to sit here, Mike, and throw the guy a parade for ultimately what was an incompletion, but can we just take a second to appreciate the arm strength he was able to show there? I mean, I think that ball's over 60 yards in the air, and I would be surprised if they continue to just air it out and see if they can complete one of those.
A second down throw here for Purdy. Throwing it right into the hands of his running back. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
Brings up 3rd and 5.
3rd and short. Purdy. That's caught. Left side. It's complete. And he's going to have the first down as he gets out of bounds, and he stopped the clock as well.
And that first down was huge for this offense. Now they can take a deep breath. Focus on trying to put a late scoring drive together before we hit the halftime break.
So, 1st and 10 here now at the 38. To throw once more, it's Purdy. And for the 3rd time in this first half, he's been intercepted. Picked off by Cameron Kinchen. And he'll be brought down on what will be the final play here in this first half. Who survives? Whose season continues on to next week? One half to decide it. Time for the 3rd quarter of the NFC Wildcard game. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
The drive starts with a carry by Blue. He's able to get away from one man, but the reinforcements were there fast. He's taken down for a loss on the play.
With the struggles they had running the ball in the first half, Mike, it makes sense that they're trying here early in the second to get this ball carrier going. But this last run's not going to do him any favors. Another rush, another loss of yards.
They'll look to throw. Throwing downfield, right side, and it's caught. A gain of 24 through the air. First down, Cowboys.
At the 48-yard line.
Let's go now. Let's go.
On play action, he'll set up to throw. Looking down the field there, but it falls incomplete. He was trying to get it to C.D. Lamb.
It's 2nd down.
And it'll be 2nd down.
We've already seen these two guys connect for a touchdown in this game, and had they been on the same page there, I think they would have been able to add to that total. Unfortunately for them, just a little bit off, and it falls incomplete.
Back to the air once more on 2nd down. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. They get 16 on that connection. That's good for a Dallas first down. Back to the air one more time. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. And he'll be out of bounds, down at the 20. That is sweet. Gain of 16 on back-to-back plays. And another first down. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. In the red zone now, he'll drop to throw. First down throw there is incomplete.
He's lucky this one didn't go back the other way, Mike. He got away with just a bad decision, bad throw, and defensively, you get a chance to steal a possession for your offense. You've got to capitalize and make those plays.
On the handoff, Blue. And a nice run there as he surges forward, a gain of 8, and sets up third down.
It's a gain of 9 yards. And this is third down.
He'll drop to throw. That one intercepted. Picked off by their rookie first-round pick.
And in these tight games, especially in the second half, Mike, these are the big moments that somebody needs to step up and make a play, and that's exactly what he's able to do here. Great read, great reaction, steps in front of that ball and ends up going the other way.
There. Good defense. Held to no gain.
Brought down and is on the 6-yard line. 1-yard gain. Brings up second and 9.
It is second and 9. Down at the 17-yard line.
We've seen this trend throughout the league, Mike. Offensively, everyone wants to have depth at the running back position. Yeah, it's great to have one guy, but if you could have 2 or 3 that could all come in and contribute on the ground, that's the goal, and we're seeing it here.
They'll stay on the ground. He's got another first down and more. And they're going to mark him down right at the 30-yard line. Nice chunk here in this good-looking drive. Pickup of 14 and a first down. Back to throw, Purdy. He'll go left side here and complete this one. They'll mark him down up at the 44-yard line.
First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
They'll turn and hand this one off. And he finds a little bit of space. He'll take this forward for a gain of 4.
A gain of 5 brings up second and 5.
Just shy of midfield. Here's second and 5. Handoff here, up the middle, and he'll get maybe about 4 yards out of that one. Lane closed quickly. Here comes third down.
That's a gain of 5. Brings up third and 1.
Out of the gun, here's Purdy. And that is incomplete.
So prior to that third down call, Mike, I thought they put themselves in a pretty good situation at that down and distance. They had run and pass, both at their disposal, but nice job by the defense being up to the task. Force the incomplete, brings up fourth down.
Get set, get set. Watch out.
try to run. And he's going to have a Niners first down. They find a way to keep the drive going with the fourth down conversion.
10 at the 45-yard line.
On play action, here's Purdy. Fires left sideline. That is complete. And he'll be out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. They hook up again, second time on this drive. And this one's good for 18 yards and a first down. From the gun, it's Purdy. Short pass taken in by the tight end. And he'll be out of bounds down at the 15-yard line. Give them 12 on that one. They are on the march. Another first down.
Get set, get set.
Here's a handoff out of the gun, and he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage.
Taken down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10.
So 1 quarter remains in this NFC Wildcard matchup. This is the NFL playoffs on EA Sports.
Yellow. Outside. Hang around, sir. Yellow. Yellow.
Purdy now on second down. Good coverage there in the end zone. That is incomplete. Terrific work. They separated the man from the football, and it'll bring up third down.
Doesn't get much better than that. Had he gotten there just a little bit earlier, he probably draws the flag a little late, and it's probably a touchdown.
Big play coming up. This is third down. Now Purdy. Quickly to the outside and complete. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, San Francisco. A huge touchdown there in the fourth quarter, and now just a point away from tying the game.
And that's one of those drives, Mike, where you know your best is needed. Can you come through here late and give your team a chance? They're an extra point away from tying this thing up, and we got ourselves a ball.
All even. Fourth quarter, everything we've wanted. What's in store in the remaining time? Here's Smith to return it. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line.
At their own 30-yard line.
They'll start this on the ground with Blue. And he'll get about 5. From the 35, here's 2nd and 4. He'll look to throw. He'll look deep, left sideline. And that ball led him too far, maybe too wide. Out of bounds, incomplete.
It was clear from the jump, Mike, that he wanted to take a shot downfield, bought himself a little extra time by moving the launch point, Ball just kind of sailed on him a little bit and ends up falling harmlessly out of bounds.
They'll throw here on 3rd and short. Open man, right side. He's got it. They get 20 on the connection. First down, Cowboys.
You get in these situations, 3rd down, tie game, 4th quarter. I mean, this is really where your quarterback makes his money. You're going to put your faith and say, all right, what is the best play for this offense to execute? And the game really rests in the hands of your quarterback. And if he continues to come up with these 3rd down pickups and continues to extend this drive, he's got a shot to come away the hero and win this game here late.
Hit as he throws there. It's going to wind up incomplete. The pressure got to him that time, and it'll set up 2nd down.
All these defensive linemen, I promise you, they all want sacks. That is how you get paid. That is how you make your name. But it's also the other plays where you can affect the quarterback. Can you make them feel uncomfortable? Or in this case, you don't get the sack, but it was the hit that's it.
Oh, he doesn't put it away, and the ball's out. And fortunately, this is going to get out of bounds, so possession does not change hands. A sigh of relief there. That was very nearly a turnover. Fortunate to see that one, Greg, get fumbled out of bounds.
And when that ball came loose, Mike, you could see the entire sideline kind of holds their breath. But they were able to take a little bit of an exhale as they saw that ball, fortunately for them, go out of bounds.
On 3rd and short, they go with Blue. He kept waiting for that cutback lane to develop. It never did. He's tackled right at the line of scrimmage.
Just a good, solid run here on 3rd down, tie game, 4th quarter. This is where you really need to be able to lean on that offensive line. They come through, and they're able to keep this drive alive.
Blitz coming. He'll throw it. Left side, caught by Lamb. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line. He's got a touchdown on the books from earlier, and that catch gets him a 1st down. Now, faking the give. That one to the sideline is over everybody. But now a penalty flag will come in. They may get him for grounding. In motion, Lamb. Back to throw. That one swung out to Blue. Well, that helps. It's going to be a much more manageable 3rd down, getting some good yardage on that 2nd down play.
This may look like a simple connection, Mike, just pitch and catch, but I can promise you the amount of time these two guys have spent together on the practice field, in the meeting rooms, just getting on the same page, seeing the game through the same set of eyes, it makes what's pretty difficult seem a lot easier.
They'll throw here on 3rd and short yardage. And the Cowboys are going to be looking at 1st and goal. They move it down to the 4.
You never know which play is going to be the one that sways the game in your favor, and that could be it right there. I mean, to set up 1st and goal with that last pass completion, now they can really take their time. There is an element of working some of this clock down. You know you at least have a field goal try, if not a touchdown. The last piece of the puzzle is just don't give the ball back to your opponent with too much time to go down and answer your score.
2nd and goal. They'll give it to Lamb on the jet sweep. And he'll go the wrong way, trying to use that speed to get out to the pylon. But he had to give ground, and they tackle him for a loss. The Niners use the first of their timeouts. Talk things over before 3rd down. Now they'll set up to throw. Forced out wide. That is caught. What a job on the scramble. George Pickens. Touchdown, Cowboys. He is shining in this postseason spotlight. That's his 2nd touchdown of the game.
Makes the score Cowboys 21, 49ers 14.
So the lead is 7 now. Here in this 4th quarter, the tie has been broken. Let's see what happens on this kickoff. This one taken at the 7. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25.
At their own 24-yard line.
They'll come up for 1st and 10.
Get set, get set. 18, what's up?
They'll run. And he'll be taken down up at the 40-yard line. Plenty of time, plus 2 timeouts at their disposal. It's 1st and 10.
At the 40-yard line.
They'll run here. A modest gain. Maybe 2 yards. It's 2nd down.
He's brought down at the 42-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
What's up? Yellow. 18, what's up? Yellow. Up.
They'll drop to throw. He'll take a shot down the middle of the field. That's going to be incomplete. Coverage very good there. Contact jarring the ball loose. And it's going to force 3rd down.
Great job there defensively, separating the man from the ball. And this is the moments of the game where you need your best players to step up. And this guy's showing what he's capable of doing in the game's critical moment.
18, yellow. Yellow.
On 3rd down, it's Purdy. Downfield, got a man, and he's got it. And it's a touchdown. They have gotten to within 1, and a 2-point conversion can give them the lead here in the final minute. So they're not level yet. A critical extra point attempt to follow. The extra point is good. A big one as we are tied late in this football game.
Set to kick off.
We are in the final minute of what is now a tie game as we are set for the kickoff. Here's Smith to return it. And He'll be out of bounds on the return, and the drive will begin there. Off play action. He'll set up to throw. The ball deflected at least a couple of times, but it'll fall to the ground. It's incomplete.
And at this stage of the game, it's both teams that are really seeing who can make the big play to swing the game in their favor. And this time, it's the defense. He's able to get his hands on it. Mike, I think they're lucky he wasn't able to get both hands on it because it could have been even a bigger play.
Back to the air again on 2nd and 10. And he'll get about 7. Still short of that first down. And they'll try to convert it on 3rd down.
Defense does a nice job here initially using zone coverage to take away the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. Quarterback gets off his first read, sees some openings to the sideline, and him and his receiver are able to connect.
Now, on 3rd and 2, they'll try and throw for it. He's got a receiver, and that's Lamb. Now the Cowboys going to take a timeout. They'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in this one.
Just a really good play design that time, Mike, from the offensive coordinator. They match up one of the most explosive playmakers in the NFL with a hook curl defender, and he's just not able to match up with one of the best route runners in the league.
Final minute, still 2 timeouts remaining as we get to 1st and 10. Throwing right, it's taken in. They come up for 2nd and 2. They'll look to throw yet again. That's complete to Blue. They're going to move this ball inside the 25-yard line. That's a timeout for Dallas. It's their 2nd. Clock will stop with an even 20 seconds to go. They'll keep it on the ground. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that.
Great job by that linebacker timing his blitz. He didn't give any indication to the offense that he was coming. He's able to get through that hole and take the ball carrier down for a loss.
Brandon Aubrey on for the Cowboys field goal.
So, overtime coming up. A reminder, the rules now are in line with the regular season with one large difference. Each team gets to possess the football once. After that time, its next score wins. Each team gets 3 timeouts. If there's a defensive score, it's game over. All replay challenges come from upstairs. The one difference in the playoffs, we play as long as we need to determine a winner.
Tyler Luke set
As
to
if
kick off.
playoff football wasn't stressful enough, it is jacked up now. We're back underway with this postseason overtime session. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. Out of the gun, a give to Blue. And he'll take this up to the 30. Pick up a 5. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. Now a first throw here in overtime. A quick throw, that's complete on the slant. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45. That's catch number 5 tonight, and it's good for a first down.
That's what they call a big dagger route. It's about 10, 15 yards where you just round off your outside foot and rip into the middle of the field, and they executed it to perfection. and they're able to move the chains.
Oh, a lot of chances on that one. It was bouncing around, but it falls incomplete.
There's a fine line between trusting your arm and having a little bit too much faith in your arm, right? I think this was one of those situations here, Mike, where there was nowhere to go with the ball. He tries to fit that one in there anyway, and he's lucky that it just falls incomplete.
Back to the air once more on second down. And they'll hold him to a gain of just a couple and sets up third down.
This pitch and catch may have looked routine, but I promise you, Mike, these types of anticipatory throws, especially outside the numbers, they don't occur without countless reps, oftentimes when nobody's even watching.
What can they do here on third down and 7? From the 50, he'll set up to throw. Now a screen set up for Blue. And he will have the first down. The drive will continue after a pickup of 8.
The best time to call a screen is when the defense is anticipating pass. So allow that defensive front to rush the passer. Just get through the offensive line enough before you drop it to your back. Get out behind those big offensive linemen and pick up the first down.
A run with Blue. And he'll get nothing here. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all.
Running back looked a little unsure of himself on that carry there, Mike. You have to think back to that fumble earlier in the game. How much is that still weighing on his mind? He didn't really seem to attack that hole like we've seen in the past. He gets stopped for no gain.
On second and 10, they'll try to throw. Oh, and this one's going to wind up incomplete. That's one you'd think he'd be able to corral. He can't find the handle, and it's going to lead to a third down.
And that's another brutal drop for an offense that has struggled to catch the ball up to this point. And yes, you can nitpick about ball placement and whatnot, but listen, the reality is at this level, if it hits your hands, you have to find a way to come down with it.
Third and 10. They'll look to throw. Moving outside the pocket. Oh, and that throw not able to be pulled in. It's incomplete. Looked like he may have got a little ahead of himself there. And it's going to bring up fourth down.
It just seems like the offense gets in their own way. And whether it's a penalty or a drop or whatever the case may be, it's these self-inflicted wounds. They've got to stop if this unit ever wants to reach their full potential.
So, pressure kick coming now for Brandon Aubrey. This to get a leg up in the OT. The Niners will use the first of their timeouts as they'll discuss what's to come as fourth down is looming. So, pressure kick coming now for Brandon Aubrey. This one he's got to have. This kick is good. He knocks it through. And they get the upper hand as they take the lead to start overtime. So, the opening drive of overtime yields 3. Can the opponents respond? They receive the kickoff now. And he'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
They go 3 tight ends here on 1st and 10. Shotgun snap to Purdy. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. And he's out of bounds runs up beyond the 40-yard line. His first catch of the wild card game, and good for a first down.
Just a really nice, simple play design. Just get the ball to one of your playmakers on an underneath crossing route, and he does the rest to secure a nice gain. That's just good, simple execution.
Blown back in the backfield. He'll get the carry here. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
So the offense trots out the old jumbo package. So they bring out 3 tight ends, big bodies. But the defense kind of sees it coming. They've got to change it up. You can't be so predictable. Big bodies run, small bodies pass. And I think that's a little bit of what's going on here.
Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. Play fake. Now it's Purdy on the run to the right. And he'll just bite the bullet and throw this one away. That was a good idea. Didn't force anything there. But now it's going to bring up 3rd down.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
They come to the line needing 11 here on 3rd down. Here's Purdy. That is incomplete. Well read that time defensively, making it difficult downfield, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
I'd say one of the most critical elements of a dynamic offense, Mike, is how efficient are you on 3rd down? It's something these teams stress all week. Here's an opportunity to continue to extend this drive. The defense wins this time and brings up 4th down.
Going to leave the offense out there for 4th and long. Here's Purdy. He'll air it out down the middle. And it's intercepted. That ought to seal it. Picked off by Deron Black. And the Cowboys are going to win the football game. So it's a win here for the visiting Cowboys. It was as tight a game as anyone could hope for. It took overtime to find a winner. They will advance in these playoffs.